Okay, today I'm going to be reviewing the series of bilingual texts published by Folio. So basically, they are what you'd expect from regular bilingual texts. From regular bilingual text, on the left you have your target language, and on the right you have the language you know better. And generally, they're good, except I've noticed a couple problems. The one is that like here, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but the print is sometimes messes up, which doesn't usually happen in folio books, but I don't know what's going on here. And the other thing is that the translations in these texts weren't originally made for bilingual texts. So what happens is that sometimes the translation won't be as literal as someone learning a language would like. And that can cause issues when something in the target language is hard to understand. But other than that, there's not really any issue, and most of the time the texts match one to one. Like here you can see the Spanish, and for the most part it matches. And I also have a book in Italian here, and most of the time the translation is pretty literal, but sometimes it can get sometimes they're not as literal as one would like. And now that I've sort of showed the gist of how they work, I guess we'll look through I'll show the catalog now, just so you can see. So the main languages offered are English. Another one is Russian, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, but there's not much. There's also Chinese, and there's not much in there. And I think they also have something for Japanese as well, but it's only one book. And also German, if I didn't say that, I forget. But yeah, you can find these texts at almost any French bookstore, or you can get them online through Amazon or on the Folio website. And if you want to use these, generally the best thing to do is, if you know the language, assuming you know French, obviously, the best thing is probably to read a page or a paragraph, depending on how good you are at your target language. Read a page or paragraph in French, and then read it in the target language, and then whatever doesn't make sense to you, just look at the French text and make sense of it. And you can read these texts as many times as you need, depending on how much volume there is. But what I like to do is just get through one text and then move on to the other, just so I don't get bored or burnt out from reading the same text 3 or 4 times, which I did with Kafka's Metamorphosis. But that one's shorter, so it's more tolerable. But other than that, that's basically it.